Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Maverick here with episode 4 of Darwin's Game. So, finally caught up to the current episode. Unfortunately, as you guys might tell from my last episode, I'm not too pleased with how things are going so far, particularly with the main character Konami, right? Then again, I understand we should give him some more time and whatnot. Now if any of you guys who are new here don't know what I'm talking about, you haven't watched the last episode, basically I have a problem with his approach towards the game, right? I feel like his attitude is trying to take a moral high ground, although that is not true at all if you really break it down, right? So, not really a fan right now, but it is kind of an interesting contrast because even though he seems to be doing this sort of, oh, I'm not going to kill anyone because killing isn't fun, killing is wrong, that kind of attitude, the rest of at least one of the main characters right now is killing like it's nothing. So, I don't know. Let's see what happens when more and more companions come onto the scene and whether or not we're going to actually explore anything in regards to that, right? So, let's get into this episode. Alrighty, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. And of course, we got this entire thing with the, how it's like... hold that thought. Oh, so what is her special ability? Laplace. Alright. Laplace's question. Everything can predict it. I believe it's called Laplace's Devil? It's been a while since I know I've heard of that name somewhere. If everything is predetermined, basically. Okay, so that's her special ability. Okay. That's interesting. Having someone who can predict fish, but that's interesting. I believe it's Laplace's demon or Laplace's devil or something like that. Basically, how, if you have all the information, the trajectory of every single atom and whatnot, then you would essentially be able to predict where it comes out, right? And so everything is actually predetermined, right? It's a focal point of the concept of predeterminism, which, of course, we get into a lot of different religious / theological issues as well. Like, is there any truly free will if everything is predetermined? Stuff like that, right? That's how I remember it, anyways. I mean, maybe I can look it up after this episode, but I mean, I highly doubt that it's going to be a central focal point here. Just some trivia for you guys. Mayo night. Hmm.
あまり欲求に反する命令をすれば
Oh, okay. Interesting ability here. So it's not complete control. Sorry about that. There's a bug flying around. I mean, that's a pretty good strategy. They are expendable pawns. I mean, her ability is perfect for evading people. They're going out through the window. Okay, working the problem out. That's some pretty quick thinking there. Are they maybe in the vents? Okay. Oh, they can actually purchase immediately. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, Laplace's demon. Alright. It's alright. It's able to predict if you predict where things end up, which essentially means predicting the future. Heading back to 29. Oh, even higher. Huh. Oof. Holy shit. Nice. Where's the other dude? I think he's probably behind you. Yep. You can probably stop talking and start preparing. Oh my god. Okay. So it does have a sort of limit. Tights. Oh, I guess not really tights, but what's that called? I mean, for someone who's also hesitant on killing, you seem pretty quick to throw that grenade out there. And dude, you talk a lot. I feel like if he wanted to, he could have killed him right then and there. Or maybe this guy doesn't want to kill as well. Like, mm. You know, you would probably be deaf with that. Flashbangs actually also produce a very loud sound. Like I said, maybe this guy doesn't particularly want to kill. And I'm surprised that he hasn't broken at least a few bones because of that. I guess those who are in the game also have... Well, I guess it's expected that they have more more constitution and resilience than normal people. Okay, so he's finally awakening to his powers, something like that. Like, what exactly is it? It's probably not it. He can produce anything. Yeah, he can make anything. So now he's gonna create a sword? Alright. Oh no, okay, never mind. Huh. Okay. Increase the power. But how though? Like, is he going to use his powers? Okay. So he can just directly change things. Man. I don't know, man. See you guys after this. Ooh boy, so episode 4, right? And as you guys might tell, I am not all that enthusiastic about this particular episode, and especially in particular with the incredibly thick plot armor that Konami sports. Like, talking about the Florus armor and how it can stop bullets, I think Konami's plot armor could probably be thick enough to block an atomic bomb or something like that. So, like, where shall we start here? So, obviously, first of all, is his, his amazing constitution, I guess you could say, or the strength of his body, being able to withstand a blow that sends him flying across like several meters across rooms, or even making a big hole into the wall and whatnot, and still be fine for the most part. I mean, we definitely see from the other episodes that they don't exactly gain super strength or become Superman or anything, right? Konami's friend was easily taken out by just a normal bow shot or something like that. So they are still vulnerable to normal small arms and so on and so forth, right? And then suddenly to be able to do that is just, I don't know. Maybe there's an explanation for this. I do hope there is, but if there isn't, then right now it's just completely like out there, right? I don't know if this is something, maybe a liberty that the anime took to make it seem more more exciting and more action and whatnot, but I definitely don't appreciate it when they do it in this way, which it's just plot armor, right? Not to mention the part where, you know, the florist had every single opportunity to use one of his plant thingies to impale Kaname, right? Like, come on, if you already have the level of control and power to completely pierce through a machine gun, right? Completely destroy something made out of steel, just like that, why couldn't he just impale Kaname, right? And he had multiple opportunities to do so, including when he sent that punch to send him flying. Like, if at that moment he used his plans to directly stick it into Kaname, it would have been GG also, right? And of course, not to get me started on the entire, you know, speech and spill thing with the florist, where he was like, "Oh, it is his determination that I should be fearful of." Like, oh, come on. Like, I get that it's a shonen work, I get that some of these are shonen tropes, but it could be executed a lot better here, right? And even the florist just, you know, just stepping out there and facing him head on, with even giving this big speech to him about this and so on and so forth, asking, you know, what do you fight for and so on and so forth. Like, okay, hello? Hello? This is a life and death situation. What exactly are you going on about? So, I don't know, man. Not to mention, like, Kaname's actions were also quite weird as well. You know, you'd think for someone who is really hesitant on killing, he couldn't even pull the trigger an episode ago, and suddenly he's fine just throwing grenades at someone and shooting machine guns at them, even though he doesn't really have an idea of whether the floors could withstand that or not, right? So, I don't know. Should I look at it as maybe a sign of growth from Kaname? He's not that hesitant on killing anymore. But somehow I get a feeling that that's not actually what they were going for. So, which I don't want to come across as too you know, too whiny and stuff, and complaining about this and complaining about that, because there are some good things in the episode, right? Like, for instance, Rain, whose ability is awesome. I love abilities that, you know, that have to deal with precognition or foresight or, you know, time rewind, those kind of things, or, you know, slowing down time. You know, the thing with Laplace's diamond, not Laplace's diamond, Laplace's demon, you know, whatever. Obviously, she's not actually calculating every single one. It's just some sort of foresight. But I get it. It fits with her theme, right? It fits with her, you know, analytical setting and so on and so forth. So, fine. But the thing is, the ability is cool, right? And as we can see here, actually, Rain did not have any qualms about killing as well. She got an opening, and she also wasn't hesitant to use her own gun. Now, granted, she might not have killed that person, but I don't know, at least she's not afraid to actually hit people with it, right? So that's already a plus. So again, we're going back to the point where, is Kaname going to be this only guy here who's trying to utilize his sense of morals or whatnot within the entire situation? Like, I don't know. But even more to the point, like, that is already something that I highly dislike. The plot armor is another thing entirely. And of course, at the very end there, we get that they are trying to work together. Like, I'm not surprised. I said from the very start, this is probably the best way to go through this kind of setting, this kind of game. Strength through numbers, right? It's definitely a good thing in any kind of game, and particularly one such as this, which even in one-on-one fights, outside people can intervene. So yeah. I don't know how to think about this anime so far, right? So I like anything about it, everything else about it is pretty interesting to me. You know, the setting, the abilities, so on and so forth. For the most part, I think it's still got a good foundation to build on. Kaname, I really don't know what to think of, man. The main character is such a big part of an anime that I really don't know if I can really continue watching this and enjoy it. Because if I don't enjoy it, there's really no sense in me continuing to watch this. I'm not gonna enjoy watching this anime, and you guys probably aren't going to enjoy me shitting on stuff that I don't like, right? Because I figured that most people who are watching reactions or reviews of a particular anime probably do like it. So, I don't know. I'm still undecided on whether or not I want to continue on this series. I'm just gonna ask one question: is the plot armor still as strong, even in subsequent episodes or chapters or whatever as well? Because if it is, then probably I'm not going to. You guys are just gonna be hearing me complain all the time about the plot armor, right? Like, don't get me wrong, a lot of shonen animes or shonen works do have some amount of plot armor built within them, right? It's inevitable. However, they do make it in an interesting way, or they try to wrap it around with the world setting to make it at least sort of make sense, or it's epic enough that you don't want to care about the plot armor stuff anyways, because you're having a good time, right? But that wasn't, at least for me, not apparent here. So, well, you guys tell me, right? Do you guys want me to continue watching this or not? So anyways, that's it for this episode. Well, I'll see you guys again next episode. Maybe, maybe not. You decide. Until next time, bye-bye.